In this video of Glad to Teach, we are going to master the factorization method of solving quadratic equations. So my question to you is, how fast can you solve this quadratic equation? This one. Though you are getting 10 seconds, but really, you don't need more than 5 seconds if you know this trick. Start. Your time is up. So, could you solve this equation? Okay, so now let me do it. Two factors of 18 whose sum or difference is 7 would be 9 and 2. Adjusting the signs, it would be minus 9 and 2. Now simply making the signs opposite, it would be plus 9 and minus 2. That's it, question solved. The two solutions of this equation are x equal to plus 9 and x equal to minus 2. So now tell me honestly, wasn't that fast? This is the easy cal way of doing factorization. Oh, would you like to know how I did it? Alright, so let me tell you. So here is the easy cal way of doing factorization. You just need to know a few things. This number here is the product of two numbers. That is, it is made by multiplying two numbers or factors together. Whereas this number is the sum or difference of those two numbers. So all we have to do now is find two such numbers whose product is minus 18 and whose sum or difference is minus 7. And we can do that very easily by starting from here. So what are the two factors of 18 whose sum or difference is 7? We are not bothered about the signs, we can adjust that later. You just have to tell me two factors of 18 whose sum or difference is 7. Did you say 9 and 2? That's absolutely correct. Isn't it? 9 times 2 is 18 and the difference of 9 and 2 is 7. If you want, you can check the other factors of 18 as well. Be my guest. 6 times 3 is 18, but the sum of 6 and 3 is 9. We need 7 and the difference of 6 and 3 is 3. Still wrong, as we need 7. What about the other factors of 18? 18 times 1 is 18, but the sum of 18 and 1 is 19, but we want 7 and the difference of 18 and 1 is 17. Still wrong. So that means only 9 and 2 are the suitable factors. I think it's very clear now. Now we can adjust the signs. Since the difference is minus 7, that means the bigger number out of these two numbers must have been negative. So definitely 9 is the bigger number. So make it negative. And that takes care of the negative product as well. Minus 9 times 2 is minus 18. And the sum of minus 9 and 2 is minus 7. That's perfect. And with that, we have got the factors of a quadratic equation. And once we have the factors, then finding the roots, that is the solution of this quadratic equation, is very simple. All you have to do is make the signs of these factors opposite. That's it. Since this is minus 9, so the root will be plus 9, or you can write just 9. And since this is positive 2, so the second root will be, yes, negative 2. That's it. Question solved. These are the roots or the solution of this quadratic equation. And if somebody asks you the factors of this quadratic equation, then you can say that easily as well. Not a problem at all. See, one factor is x minus 9, the other factor is x plus 2. So now you do this question And I'm really sure that you don't need more than 10 seconds. Start. Two factors of 21 whose sum or difference is 4 would be 7 and 3. Adjusting the signs, it would be plus 7 and minus 3. Now making the signs opposite, it would be minus 7 and plus 3. That's it. Question solved. See, we have solved the quadratic equation mentally in just few seconds. Alright, so let me put down the steps for you. The first step is to find the suitable factors. So the two factors of 21 whose sum or difference is 4 would be, right, 7 and 3. So now we can adjust the signs. Since the difference is a positive number, that means the bigger number out of these two numbers must be positive. That means 7 will be positive. And since their product is a negative number, that means one out of these two numbers must be negative. So obviously it has to be 3. And with that, we have got the two factors. And once we have the factors, then finding the roots is very easy. All you have to do is make the signs opposite. Since it is positive 7, so it will become negative 7. And since it is negative 3, so it will become positive 3. That's it. Question solved. So now you have to solve this quadratic equation. Start. Two factors of 15 whose sum or difference is 8 would be. Now adjust the signs, and here it seems that we don't even have to do that, as both the sum as well as the product are positive. So that means signs are already adjusted. See, 5 3 times is 15 and 5 plus 3 is plus 8. So now just make the signs opposite. So this will become minus 5 and this will become minus 3. Question solved. See, solving a quadratic equation was never that easy. Now, if you're ever in a doubt, then you can always double check your answer by putting the values of x that you have found out back into the original equation. If the left hand side comes out equal to the right hand side, then your answer is surely correct, 100% correct. So let's put this value of x in this equation. Minus 5 square is positive 25, and 8 times minus 5 is minus 40, and this is plus 15. 15 plus 25 is 40, and 40 minus 40 is, right, 0. So now not only you'll be able to solve the quadratic equations in few seconds, but you'll never make a mistake. Well, if you want, you can check the other value of x as well. I'm sure it is correct. So now let me tell you something really important. At a first glance, you will find that the quadratic equations are of two types. So, can you spot the difference between these two types of quadratic equations? Absolutely right. One has some visible coefficient of the x squared term, whereas the other one has an invisible coefficient. Now, why am I saying invisible? Because if you look closely, you will find the ghost of one standing there. Isn't it? Whenever there is no coefficient, one is always there. But it makes no difference. So far, we have factorized three quadratic equations of the first type, and we could do them so easily. We were not haunted at all by that ghost of one. So I'm really sure that the presence of this alive coefficient will not also trouble us either. So now let us learn the trick to factorize the type 2 quadratic equation.